Hello, welcome back to Whisky Wednesday and part 3 in my 5 whisky reviews in a row. So today I'm reviewing Bulleit Bourbon. It is a Kentucky straight bourbon whisky, bottled at the very nice 45%. Now in the UK for a while you could only get it at 40%, but Diageo decided they were going to give the UK what the Americans get, and they released a 45% version. So thank you Diageo for giving us a fuller flavoured, stronger bourbon. Now, it doesn't tell you which distillery it comes from. I'm guessing it's basically going to be a kind of a vatting of several different distilleries, or they just don't disclose what distillery it is. But it is a Kentucky straight bourbon, which means it's been aged for at least 2 years, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I'm sure a straight Kentucky bourbon has to be aged for at least 2 years for it to be called straight. Bottled at 45%. Says made from pure Kentucky limestone filtered water in the Bulleit family tradition 70cl bottle. Let's get straight to the nose. Now, as you should all know, bourbon has to be at least 51% corn content. That's the actual grain they use. The rest of the grains they use can be made up of rye, which is a big part of bourbon. Barley, wheat, oats, etc. But the main part, at least 51% corn. Matured in new charred oak barrels, American oak specifically. That is a law. That is why a lot of bourbons will have that kind of vanilla notes, that honey notes, and the kind of spice. Now onto the nose of the bourbon, of the Bulleit Bourbon. And I've heard some funny pronunciations in my time, because if you look on the bottle, it's Bulleit with an E-I-T, so B-U-L-L-E-I-T. Now I've heard Bulleit, I've heard Bulleit, Bulleit. I think I've always pronounced it Bulleit. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. If any of you guys know how to pronounce Bulleit or Bulleit or whatever, right? Let me know. Leave me a comment. Right, now on the nose, you get that classic bourbon vanilla smell. It's quite spicy, this one. So I assume there's going to be quite a lot of rye, because rye grain tends to give a bit of spice, a bit of freshness, a bit of bite. I get a lot of oak, which again, you'd expect. I get almost kind of like a lavender honey. Dry kind of cedarwood, vanilla, and not really much else, to be honest. It's just a familiar smelling kind of caramelly honey vanilla bourbon. So let's give it a little taste. Now on the taste, it is quite spicy. Again, I think that's coming from the rye content. So it's spicy, it's fresh. It's also fairly light as well. It's not very cloying or sweet. It's just light, fresh spiciness. Taste-wise, again, I'm getting that vanilla, that honey. Let's give it another taste. I get a bit of almond, a bit of hazelnut, a little bit of dark chocolate. One more taste for the finish. I think I've already made my mind up about this. New kind of charred oak, hot boiled sweets. It's okay. It is not the best bourbon in the world, I'm going to be completely honest. It's usually about £25 to £27 a bottle in the UK. It's okay. It's nothing amazing. It's a good entry-level bourbon. There are much better bourbons out there, but you know, it's by no means bad. I like the fact that it's been bottled at 45%. It's giving it a bit more bite. Bottle itself is quite a cool design, as pretty much all bourbons are. Score-wise, it's probably a 6 out of 10, if I'm being completely honest. It doesn't do anything to kind of really wow me. It doesn't kind of blow me away with kind of complexity or kind of elegance. It's just a solid tasting bourbon. So yeah, 6 out of 10 for the Bulleit Bourbon. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of it, the Bulleit Bourbon. Have I been too harsh giving it a 6 out of 10? It would work really well in an old fashioned, in a Manhattan, whiskey sour. It would work quite well in because it's quite spicy. So that little bit of lemon juice would kind of counteract that quite nicely. It's okay. It's okay. It's just a good entry level bourbon. That's what I'll say about it. So yeah, 6 out of 10 for the Bulleit Bourbon. Sláinte, cheers, Prost, and I will see you tomorrow for yet another whiskey review. Cheers guys, bye bye.